Looks like we're having a little starting problem here.
AAA?
AAA? What's AAA? What's her gas level?
Quarter tank.
There's smoking like a hobo.
Really?
Yeah. Pop the hood. Pump the gas.
Alright guys, so broken down right now. I tried to just pull it out of the garage and flip it around so we could do the spark plugs. And we have no fuel pump again. Running some codes here and we'll see what we come up with. We don't hear it priming at all. Same issue we had when we brought it home, but we've driven it several miles and we definitely had fuel pump a couple days ago when we were working on it. Okay guys, well, a little update here. We got the car running again. We tried a bunch of things, banged on several things, and last ditch effort, I plugged my OBD2 Bluetooth scanner in, cleared all the codes. When it cleared, I turned the key to prime the fuel pump, and it primed. So I have no idea what that means, but it's running now. We've shut it off, restarted it several times. I just took it around the block a few times. As you can see, it's now dark outside, but we appeared to have the issue fixed. We wanted to do spark plugs tonight and put a new rear taillight in for a video for this Thursday, but unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have a video for Thursday, so that's what we've got. We're gonna miss a day, but I think we avoided whatever catastrophe we thought might have happened here, so we'll see you when we put the plugs in.
Grab that. Not much. Extend it. There we go. Cleaned up pretty good. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and start getting into these spark plugs. I'm going to start removing some of this intake stuff. I'm going to take off all this because you have to take the whole top intake off to get to the rear spark plugs. So I got to take all this off so I can get this off. So we'll go ahead and get started in that. We got the intake off where we are doing the valve covers. We've had to get the wiring harness out of the way, which is making a complete mess over here. But we got most of it unhooked tonight. We got a clear view to the rear valve cover, and we got a clear view to the front valve cover. We're definitely going to get on that and get everything took off, change out the gasket because it is leaking, creating a mess on the engine. And once we get the valve covers off, we're going to do the spark plugs all at the same time. That way, we're going to clean these up. I don't know if you can see how dirty it is. There's not a lot of light right here, but these are filthy. We got some degreaser. We're going to take them off, clean it, get all that gasket material off, clean it up. But looking here, it looks like we've got everything set up to continue on to our next step. This did take us a lot longer than we thought to get it put back together. All right, guys, here we are starting back off day 2. Going to remove this ignition module here. It's got 3 bolts holding it on, 3 screws, 3 bolts. Comes off just like that. You drop one, it falls into the floor. You'll pick it up in a moment. And at that point, I'm ready to start taking these valve covers off once I clear this evap hose out. Right there. Alright guys, I've went through it and I've broke all those loose. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out, and now we'll have our valve cover off for the front. And then we'll have to work on the bolts for the back. Strong. Alright guys, there's the valve cover off. It actually is a lot cleaner than what I was expecting on the inside here. It definitely has a lot of old oil with it, as you can tell here, just how dark that oil is. But that's why we are doing an oil change. But everything seems to be tight. Nothing's loose. We haven't really had much of a chatter. It's actually been really smooth running. So that's one thing we don't have to worry about. We're definitely going to clean this up and degrease it. Alright guys, I got that back one off. The back one was leaking. You can see here where someone has changed this one and they threw some Permatex on it before. You can see right here where it was damaged and leaking oil out of it. And there was a second one here. It looks like someone had a leaky spot, so they put some seal down on it just to make sure it stayed sealed. And it ended up causing another leak later on down the road. I just spent about 30 minutes scrubbing the valve covers. This is the finished product. This is what they looked like before we started. Took about 30 minutes on this first one. Took about 15 minutes on the second one. There's a lot of oxidization in the aluminum that won't come off. You can see here, this oxidization wouldn't come off. A lot of this on top wouldn't come off here. Other than that, it went very smoothly. That should be great. Those are going to look fantastic in the car. There's going to be no problem with those. Once we get them dried out, wipe all the water out of it, they'll be ready to go back into the car. Holy shit. Got it. Say the spark plug doesn't look bad. Just around the spark plug looks good. Black, I think, actually. I don't know why I keep putting it back in there. I'm hoping we don't have any like that in the back. Oh my god. Yeah. Can't go down any further. I can't come off. All the spark plugs are done. We're going to go ahead and clean up these so we can get the valve covers back on and we'll be good to go.
Cleaner than the rest of the engine.
Oh yeah, definitely cleaner than the rest of the engine.
Here you can see the valve covers are back on, but we broke the EGR tube in the process. So, got to take that off there so we can get the new one put in.
Let it go. All I needed was leverage, baby. If you have the right amount of leverage, you can do anything. I can do it. Well, that tube fell out.
It's gone forever.
Alright, let's get the other one now. We're back here at the rear tail light. We're going to go ahead and pop this out and replace it with the one that's sitting back here in the back of the trunk. See it sitting there. We're going to pop this one out, replace it with that one. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that. All right, to get to the taillight bolts, you want to remove this plastic panel here, and this carpet right here is the only thing that's got it covered. There is 4 bolts to get it off. And these taillight bolts, they're not on tight, these nuts. So I'm using the wrong size, but they're loose enough that I can get it broke with a 12 instead of an 11. They're just not loose enough that you can get them with your fingers. It's 3 out of 4. Be careful around the light back here in the trunk if you are working on one of these Tauruses, Sables, because they get extremely hot. I usually give those a little love tap and it pops right up.
Boom.
Here's the old one, guys. Looking pretty rough. And here is our new to us. See the difference? Looks good, looks great. Fantastic.
Junkyard for the win. 35 bucks. Grommet's already in.
Yeah, this grommet was different than that grommet. This grommet was pushed in all the way onto the other side for some reason.
Wonder if this taillight might be from an 04 or something. Grommet might be a little different.
Right? Yep. 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 We're good.
Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. So a recap of what we did, or what we planned to do. It didn't really go as planned. So we came in here, we removed the intake off the top of the car, going after the spark plugs. We pulled the 2 valve covers off, cleaned those up, resealed them, put those back on, put new spark plugs in. As we were torquing down the back valve cover to 2 Ugga-Duggas, we hit the EGR tube and it just snapped right off. So spent a lot of time looking for a new EGR tube, which apparently it's a very common problem, especially on these Fords. Not surprised. And we finally ended up just buying new. Every junkyard I found, I'd call them, they'd go try to pull one off a car, and it would break, every single one of them. So we ordered new, it'll be here in the morning, but today's Thursday, so this video's going up. So stay tuned to the next video to see us get the rest of this put together. Got the new air filter sitting where it's supposed to go. We got the new tail light on. Got the mirrors glued up. The other things we have left to do to the car are radio. We have to recharge the air conditioner and an oil change. So other than that, I think we're pretty well set with the car.
So here's one mirror. She's actually sitting up on her own and staying. And here's our valve covers. Here's the front one. You can look back in the video I showed where I cleaned that up. And here's the back one here, cleaned up real good. And this right here is where that tube was. It came up and over, connected to the EGR valve here. You can see where it broke off. We had to take it off here. And right over here is this other mirror. And again, she's on her own and sturdy. So we got all that fixed. But in our next video, we'll finish everything else up.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our new videos. And Sunday we will have a new video, and I guarantee you this car will be on the road by Sunday. So very excited for that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.